a spirit come through that wasn't human.
Alien
No.
or like another planet.
Because aliens don't have vibrations.
What gives you your vibration? Your soul?
Your soul is where your vibration comes from. Aliens do not have a soul, so there is no vibration. Also, anything that is of a lower dimension, there will be no vibration with them. There's no.
I do know that one of Ani's questions was, has she ever encountered an alien without knowing?
I think we all have at some time or another. They're coming to learn about us. There are so many different planets out there that are just like ours, just in different dimensions. They come to learn from us. I don't feel like there's any malice, or they just are simply curious about our existence.
Can we summon them to ask questions?
No. People come to do readings with me and they ask me, I want so-and-so to come through. I have no control over that. It's whoever is coming through or somebody that's needing that message at the time. So no, on that aspect, no. Can you sell your soul? Absolutely not. We're all a product of God. However, we can turn away from God, but we're still part of it. You cannot sell something that is that pure of a soul. He loved Hitler. He loved all sorts of people. But does it mean that they're going to be in the same places where he is at? Absolutely not. So they will go to a lower dimension. So you cannot sell your soul.
If someone says they sold their soul, or they did some weird ritual to sell their soul, what are they actually doing then?
Not leading it,
Just living in La La Land?
Yeah, you cannot sell your soul.
So they think they sold it and they didn't. How embarrassing.
They're looking for an excuse for poor behavior. That's what it is. But you will be judged when you get to the other side. Trust me on that one. Has a spirit ever told you not to share something? Absolutely not. When you are on the other side, they're very transparent and very open and honest. The only time I've ever been asked is if I'm in a group. If something is very sensitive, or the person that's receiving that information may not be able to handle that in front of other people, they will ask me to take them aside and speak to them on their own. Are there certain people in power who aren't human? No, not as of right now, no.
Basically, the Queen of England is not a lizard.
She is not a lizard, I'm going to tell you that. No. Is reincarnation ever used as punishment? I love this question. Absolutely not. Two ways that people will be set back immediately. It's not punishment, but they're not given the rights to be able to stay up in heaven. And that is people that have committed suicide. There are different types of suicide. You've got the one person that is going to go shoot up banks, and they're going to go on vacations and spend all this money, and then they're going to put a gun to their head and they're going to go to the other side and live this wonderful life. You are not given the option of being able to stay over there. You are automatically sent back into utero. You are never there. However, the other aspect of this is somebody who has passed from suicide, that they had a mental illness, depression, anxiety. God understands that our vessel fails and it might not make us make the right decisions. You are not sent back into utero. You're allowed to be able to stay there. What do spirits say about the Vatican? I've actually visited the Vatican. It was one of the most spiritualist places I've ever been to in my life here. It is the closest place that I have ever felt on this earth that what heaven would be like. The presence of Him being there, of our God and of Jesus, there are so many artifacts there that the energy is huge.
Is the Pope corrupt?
This one, no. Liam Payne's death and accident was, I will tell you that he had suicidal thoughts. He had a lot of depression, anxiety. I do know that day of his death, he had thought about that. So at the very end, that it was taken out of his control, so he did not commit suicide. He was when I'm connecting with his energy, I'm very, very dizzy, which means that he was intoxicated or under the influence of something.
So it wasn't suicide.
I do not see that as suicide. Our soul's trapped in objects. I love this because I am like a Southern girl who loves the old, I went back to New Orleans, and they've got a lot of different thoughts and theories. When somebody passes away back in the South, they would cover the mirrors. They didn't want the soul to be trapped into a mirror.
Can you get trapped in a mirror?
I have not ever seen that, but I will tell you that there are objects that souls will be very possessive of and have a link to them. Dolls, cameras,